All right, ladies, we are back. Hey, welcome back to Working Lady, where the goal is for all ladies to be the best versions of themselves. And if you happen to be a mom, be the best mom ever and maintain your sanity while you do it. Okay, girl, let's talk about getting lean. How to get lean. This episode is going to give you three things to do that are super easy and super cheap to get lean. Because here's the thing, if it's expensive or something super hard, the consistency is going to be very hard to maintain. So you want to make sure whatever you do to transform your health is affordable and as easy as possible for those long term results. So, the first thing we're going to go over is one that I think people do not even realize, and that is sleep. Girl, you have to get your rest, and I'm going to tell you why. There's hormones that are regulated when you actually get your sleep. So the first hormone is ghrelin. So ghrelin is one of the hormones that makes you hungry. And leptin is the hormone that tells you that you are full. When you don't get enough sleep, ghrelin goes up, so you feel hungrier, and leptin goes down, so you don't feel satisfied. So the result of that is going to be you eating more without realizing it, kind of always being hungry, craving sugars and junk food. And let me tell you, I notice this especially in myself. Now, I also have Hashimoto's, okay? And so there is, extra issues there concerning some of my hormones. But I especially can feel this when I don't get sleep. I be hungry, okay? Like out of control, hungry. Like if I don't get food pretty quick, like this is gonna happen. Okay. And so that's not what we want. We don't want to be going around unloading on people like that. So yeah, make sure that you get your sleep. Okay. Now let's talk about this a little bit more. When you're real rested, your body actually burns more fat. There's been a couple of times where I literally have gotten rest and my bloated stomach went down. So that goes to illustrate the power of getting rest because your body can go through that restorative process with your muscles. It can actually rejuvenate the body. That's what happens when we sleep. So you have to remember that. Also, when you do not sleep, your cortisol, which is this stress hormone, goes up. And that actually in itself will increase fat storage. That is not what we want. Okay. So that kind of stress fat really wants to stay on your body. Very hard to lose, although it can be done. And it also creates water retention when you have more cortisol floating around in your system. And first of all, let me pause here and just give you why I even am talking about this. For those of you who are new, couple of things, my credentials. I do have a master's degree in public health, making me an MPH in public health educator. And on top of that, I am also a certified nutritional health and movement coach, and especially uh, specializing in metabolism. So, that's why I like to do these topics like this so that, hey, we can all learn and be the best version of ourselves. So again, you really want to work on your sleep, more on sleep. You are going to actually get better results when you do physical activities. If you are already working out, or even if you're just like walking around, even for your job, your body is simply going to perform better because it's had that time to go through the regenerative process. Other things on how sleep will make you lean. It is going to improve your insulin sensitivity. Sleep helps your body process carbs properly. And so, again, you're going to have less fat storage when your body can do that mechanism properly. How much do most people need? You want to aim from 7 to 9 hours per night. Now, as a mom, okay, or even just as a woman, if you ain't got no kids, life is life and out here in these streets, right? It is not easy. And this is something I need to improve on myself, guys. I am in this thing where I'm just not getting enough sleep because my mind is just not turning off at night because, like everyone, I have things going on in my life that frustrate me, annoy me, and stress me out. And so then I cannot sleep. So it is a thing, but we got to work on it. Okay. Here are some tips to actually fall asleep. You are going to want to try to go to bed at the same time each day so your body can get trained into a rhythm of, hey, time to shut down. You want to avoid screens 30 to 60 minutes before going to bed. You want to keep your room cool and dark. I struggle with the cool part though. Like I know I do sleep better when it's a little cooler, but I'm a warm girl, okay? I want to be in my shorts and like I want it warm in the house, make me feel like I'm somewhere tropical even though, it is what it is. So, also make sure you take a shower before bed because number one, it's clean and it's nasty not to shower before you get in your bed. And number two, it is gonna train the body like, hey, it is time to wind down and shut down. So go ahead and dive in on that one as well. Okay, so we talked about how sleep can help your body actually get lean and how that's really not anything too different to do. It's just sleeping for longer because I'm pretty sure all of us are sleeping, right? Even if you're only getting a few hours, very few people are staying up 24 hours consistently unless you're a healthcare worker. Shout out to my healthcare workers. Love them, love them, love them, love them. Give love and support to workers because they are in some ways putting their health on the line to save our lives. Okay. All right. So, but if you're not a healthcare worker or, something like that, a first responder, you're probably at least getting a few hours of sleep. So I like focusing in on getting more sleep to lean out the body just because it's a smaller transition. It's like less things to do. It's like, all right, let me just go to bed earlier. It's not a diet change. It's not going to the gym. It's not any of those things. So focus on that and see how things start to improve for you. Now, the next thing you are going to really want to hone in on, and one might not be, completely new, but there are going to be some different topics that we will touch on for this, which is drastically reducing your sugar intake. So sugar is not our friend, girl, and that's going to give you that hard fat. That hard fat, okay? What movie was that from? They like, you need a greasy fat. Oh wait, no, that was like I think that was a Martin episode. But anyway, um, you need that hard fat. That's what you get when you eat too much sugar, girl. That hard fat, okay? It's gonna be that jiggly dimply fat. It's gonna be that booty cellulite fat, which I got a couple booty dimples I'm trying to get rid of over here. So, I feel you. And that is because I noticed they pop out more when I up my sugar intake and I've been having more sugar. Okay, the booty dimples are dimpling, and we don't want the booty dimples dimpling. So reduce the sugar. What you are going to want to do is eliminate the heavy hitters, soda, juices, and if you're a Southern girly like me, sweet tea, girl, kick that to the curb, okay? Now, what I'm not going to do is give up my cookies and my cakes and my cobblers. But what I am going to do is I'm going to limit those to certain occasions and give myself a weekly treat day. If I can get it down to a monthly treat day, even better. But I'm not going to tell you not to ever eat those things because I'm eating those. Those are cultural staples, and I'm going to eat them just in moderation. Another thing you could get rid of, though, is these extra sweet coffees from the place that rhymes with give me a buck. Give me a buck. Okay, so the place that rhymes with that, girl, stop getting them sweet coffees from over there. You are getting, number one, a lot of toxins because coffee is, the beans are burned. And so you're going to be getting toxins from those burned beans from the brewing process. You are going to be getting a lot of sugar from all the different syrups and things that they added, all these different lattes and chai this, whip on top, all these things. Just girl, kick that. And I know it's a look, it's an aesthetic. It's like, oh my God, I got this and I got my fit and I got my cup and it's a whole vibe. I understand. But girl, that vibe is literally killing you. So just kick that to the curb, let it go. Just stop walking in them doors. You know what I mean? When I go there, I will get like a sweet treat, like, one of their pastries. And then guess what? I get to drink a cup of water. Now, if I'm really feeling like, hey, I just want to do my thing, I will have one of their refreshers. Like it's got berries and it's like a tea refresher. I'll get that. And I feel cute and I'm a little healthier because you could tell them not to add sugar to those, but they're a little sweet on their own and all that jazz. So, yeah, so give that a shot. Eliminate these sugary drinks because the sugary drinks really, because it's a liquid mechanism, right? So anything you drink is a liquid, and liquid is going to get into your bloodstream and cause a blood sugar spike faster than even eating a food, right? So candies will do that because the mechanism then is the saliva, and then of course drinks are going to do that as well. So if you can cut out the sugary drinks, and that still leaves a whole lot of sugar on the table for you to consume, you are going to notice a big difference. Okay. Now, what you don't want to do is, I want to touch on this one. People are always like, I don't eat fruit because it's sugar. So, fruit, unlike candy or high fructose corn syrup soda drinks, will actually eat fat, okay? Because fruit has enzymes, especially pineapple with that bromelain and all the different fruits. They have enzymes, amino acids, all these things will actually eat fats. Okay, so having a balanced diet, unless you are already, type 2, then, you need different guidance. You need to speak with your healthcare professionals and get a custom plan for yourself. But if you're not there yet, you can still have a couple of fruits a day, and that is actually going to help eat fat and lean you out. Okay, definitely going to do that. Now, let's talk about this last one that is very important to do. All right. So, just to recap, we talked about getting more sleep, we talked about reducing your sugar. Okay. Now, this last one I like to share again because it is easy and affordable, right? Not everybody can go spend the gym memberships and do all that. And this is the last piece of this, which is exercise, but a specific type. Do you remember back in the day when all of us in the family, we would just be sitting around and all of a sudden we would just put on some music, girl, and dance? That's all you need to do. Don't bother with the gym membership. If you can afford that, great. But I'm making this episode for people who are very short on time and very short on money. This is a cheap, easy way to do it. Girl, put your music on. You don't even have to own the music or have a Spotify account. Go on YouTube. There's plenty of music on YouTube that you can listen to for free, of course, with ads, but hey, it's still free music. Put your music on and just dance. Dance in your house, raise your heart rate, improve your endurance, and you are going to burn fat that way. Here is why dancing to your own drum, to your own music that you love, that touches your heart, is going to work good for you. Music boosts your mood. Most people are not in the mindset, including myself, of, hey, going to the gym is fun, lifting weights is fun. Unless you're really just in that, crowd and that's your vibe, it's not gonna be for most people, right? But when you put your music on, and there's certain songs that just put you in a certain mood, that is going to improve your endurance, and you're going to be able to dance and move your body and burn more calories for longer if you're listening to music that you enjoy. Music is very powerful. Music is a beautiful thing. So, especially if you are a lover of music, it could be slow music. It does not have to be quote unquote workout music. It could be anything, slow music, fast music, international music, whatever it is. Put that on, girl, and just rock out in there by yourself. If others in the family join you, great. If you live alone, great. Or if you have a cat, girl, the cat or the dog may want to join along. Make it into a game where you all just in there and you hop around and just do it until you feel tired of doing it. Before you know it, most people could do that for an hour. They don't even get tired until an hour goes by. and think about how much you burn in an hour. Okay. It also is great because when you dance, you really do engage every part of your body. And it's a very light and fluid and organic way to move. It's great lifting weights, but it is very intentional and mechanical and robotic. And so, the body just processes that a different way. But when you can just move in a way that your body wants to move, it's going to be much easier to recover. Like the way you feel after lifting weights for 15 minutes in the gym is not going to be the same as, if you dance for an hour. You could wake up the next day after you've danced for an hour and you might have a little bit of soreness if you're, maybe a little out of shape, but it's not going to be like, oh, Lord, I can't move my leg. Oh, I can't feel my back. It's not going to be all of that. Okay. So just move how you feel. Typically, when we move naturally, we're like not really doing any movement that's really going to hurt our body or injure our body. We kind of keep ourselves in our safe space, in our zone of, not getting injured. So that's really a good way to do it. So, girl, I hope that these tips will help you out. They are from my heart to yours. And, just give this a try. Give this a try. 3 little tips again: dance, reduce the sugar, and get some sleep. Those are the 3 takeaways from this. All right. So, girls, thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to subscribe. If you thought this information was great, if it helped you, share it with a friend, share it on your social media. I would greatly appreciate it. And I'll see you next time. Bye. I'm sorry to interrupt, but it's important. Welcome to Work It Lady podcast, where it's time to put in the work regarding educating yourself on all areas of your health and well-being. At Work It Lady podcast, we are dedicated to empowering women to take control of their health and mental well-being. Our mission is to provide women with the knowledge, inspiration, and tools needed to transform their lives, from improving nutrition and fitness, navigating womanhood, and if you're a mom, excelling at motherhood. Step 1, like this episode. Step 2, share it with someone you love, and even the haters, they need help too. Step 3, subscribe on podcasts, subscribe on YouTube, join our mailing list to stay in the loop on classes and events. I am so happy you made it here, girl. Thank you.